and hours. The sweat on my back's got my shirt soaked and sour. And oh, it's already gone. Second night's coming and I'm spinning back around. We're all caught up, can't hear or feel a sound. And oh, it's already gone. And here comes the feeling when you don't got nothing, and all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, this life's too short to be worrying about you hurting for long. Oh, it's already gone. Got time but money's not something that's free. Seems the roll of the dice never rolls back to me. You know, it's already gone. A bird in my hand, two cans in the other, start spinning around. Now here comes another, and oh, it's already gone. And here comes the feeling when you don't got nothing, and all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, this life's too short to be worried about you hurting for long. Oh, it's already gone. And all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, this life's too short to be worried about you hurting for long. Whoa, it's already gone. Already gone. It's already gone. Go.
And just like that, the draft is already gone. It seems like we were talking about it for years, and then it finally happened, and now it's finally passed. So I got a lot to say about this draft, and a little hint is I actually love it. I actually love this draft. Looking through all the picks, looking at a little bit of film on these guys. I got all my film breakdowns are in the works. This week, my Travis Hunter film breakdowns coming out. And then soon after that, we'll be breaking down Caleb Ransaw, all the other guys, because I actually do love this draft. I think this is a very, very good draft. I'm very excited about it. I think this is going to be fantastic for the future. Before we jump into everyone, we're breaking down every pick, and we have some cool graphics that we can look at. Got to pump all the socials. It's on the video description. Of course, like always, this channel is sponsored by Racha Sriacha. A Jags fan makes it. The link is below. This is not a paid advertisement, so I don't have to put that little thing in the corner. This is just a Jags fan who makes good stuff. And if you like hot sauce, you're going to love this stuff. Always got to pump it because he's a real one, and he's in the chat, and he talks Jags with us, and he's an entrepreneur. So I'm always going to pump that. Shout out to them. If you got a business and you're a Jags fan and it's good, hit me up. I'd love to pump it just to whoever I can. No payment needed on my end. But this is also a fan show. So get into the comments. Let me know what you think about the draft. I like everybody. We had one pick in the first 2 rounds, obviously. So most of the people in the first 2 rounds. In the 3rd round, you're kind of like, okay, I kind of know some of these guys, like 4th, 5th, like maybe I've heard of a few. And by the time you're in the 5th and 6th round, you haven't heard of anybody. So I had to do some research on these guys, and I did a fair amount of research, and I think you guys are going to like it. So get into the chat. Let me know what you think. I posted something on Twitter earlier today. I did some research on the probability of draft picks being solid starters. And my citation is 24/7 Sports. I guess they did a study on the probability of a player being a solid starter, not just like getting into this starting rotation, but like being a starter and like keeping the job for a bit, and like the probability by round. Okay, so in the first round, you have a 50% chance of being a solid starter. 50%. The second round, you have a 33% chance. So we don't have any 30. We don't have any second round picks. We have 2 third round picks. If you're drafted in the 3rd round, you have a 16% chance of being a solid starter. Not great. We have 2 4th round picks, and you're in the 4th round, you have an 8% chance of being a solid starter. If you go down to the 5th round, which we have none of, then you're down to a 4 to 5% chance of being a solid starter. If you're in the 6th round, which we have one of those, you're at a 2% chance of being a solid starter. And if you're in the 7th round, you have a 1 to 2% chance of being a solid starter. So I'm a big research guy. I'm a big stats guy. And I just wondered, because every year we get excited about late round guys and we can cherry pick guys that were drafted late that were good. But if we're being realistic, and I'm going to overhype all these guys, like I'm going to, because I really think Gladstone did an amazing job with this draft. And I'll get into that in a bit. And it's not just because I think he picked good players, which I think he did, but I think he had a great strategy of picking versatile players, which I'm going to prove to you here in a second. But I think he did a great job with this draft. But just for context, those are the percentages of being a solid starter according to 24/7 Sports. So whatever that means, we'll kick it off with that. Hopefully that's not too depressing a note to start with. But again, we have to think critically around here. We are critical thinkers. Did love the draft. This is a fan show. So get into the comments. I try to hit every comment. If I missed your comment and it's a good comment, then I will read your comment. If you type it again, and I'll see it. First one in the chat was Josh. Shout out to Josh. He says, go Jags. He was here before the show even started. Shout out to him. First one when the show started was our channel member, C Breacher. Good to see C Breacher still alive. He says, United. It's been a while since I've done a live show by myself. I did one with Mike. I did a live show, like an actual live show with Club Jaguar during the draft. If you haven't watched it yet, go back on UCF Jaguars channel. It was a lot of fun. We talked Jaguar football for 4 hours straight. It's a 4-hour show. You can go in and you can watch us talk about every draft pick. You can hear Jordan actually know things about every player. You can hear Dalton talk about things, UCF Jaguar talk about things that only he can do as the biggest YouTuber for Jaguars realm. Then you have me doing what I normally do. I think it's a good show. I think you should watch it. You have 4 hours. Just go watch it. But yeah, excited to get back into it. The next few weeks will be all film breakdowns. So I'll still try to do the live shows on Tuesday nights, but I'll be pumping out the film breakdowns. That's what I do best. So I'm looking forward to doing those. RM Skip, another channel member, says, let's go. What's up? Not much. I had a little bit of a slow season. I know y'all don't care because we're about to get into Travis Hunter here in a second. I had a little bit of slow season at work. Took some time off from YouTube. Needed it. Loved it. It was awesome. It's picking back up for like 30 days. And then it's going to be slow again for 2 months. So I'm excited for that. Hope everything's going good with you. RM Skip, appreciate you being here. Mark Moon says, Jags fans from in the ditch to intangibly rich in 3 months. 2 sayings I'm getting pretty tired of hearing is intangibly rich and raising the floor. And I know Gladstone and Cohen are echoing these phrases. I'm getting kind of tired of listening to them. I'm just getting tired of the phrases. I'm phrased out, if that's a word. Volkfang says, let's freaking go. Aiden Tobin says the world is noticing Gladstone. Public speaking. I know Jason is proud. That was the first thing. If you watched my film breakdown of Gladstone, not film breakdown, but my breakdown of Gladstone's first presser, the first thing I said was that he's an amazing public speaker. Amazing public speaker. Tapa says, yo, what up, Tapa? I know Tapa's happy about the Gators and their basketball championship they just took part. Bulky says, without Bulky as an NFL GM, I wonder who took all the unproductive athletic freaks with 600-inch arms. Good point. Good point. Can Travis Hunter kick? Let's just let him do everything. I like that. Let's transition to Travis Hunter, because Travis Hunter is definitely a guy that the media talked about a lot. Anytime you give up a, I love this black background. Can I add this to it? Yes, I can. Look how much nicer that looks. Obviously the media is going to talk about anytime you trade a future first round pick. Like, that's a big deal. First, like we said, we looked at the breakdowns. If you draft in the first round, you have a 50-50 chance of being a solid starter. Second round, you drop to 33%. So obviously it's a huge difference in the first round and second round. Right off the bat, was it worth the trade? For me, yes, it was. For me, it was absolutely worth the trade. I notably said there wasn't a lot of superstars in this draft. I may have said it differently, but that's what I meant. You guys know what I meant. Not a lot of superstars in this draft. Travis Hunter, I think, was the surefire superstar in this draft. And we went and got him, gave him a second-round pick next year. I know we've all heard all of the narratives played out. We've heard it all. I'm not going to get into it. I think it was worth it. We've all heard, like, you're getting two positions in one and whatever. I mean, we've all played it out. You've already made the decision in your mind. I'm not going to convince you. You tell me what you think in the chat. But we've all heard it. We've all heard every angle, every possible. But let's take a look at Travis Hunter and kind of like what he might actually look like. I know they've talked about how he's going to play wide receiver primarily to start and then move into defensive back. I actually like that. And like, I actually could, and this is a take maybe no one said yet, and I think this might actually be more realistic, is like, I can see Travis Hunter coming in on specialty downs as free safety. Like, why not put him back there and cover three in middle of the field, free safety? I think that's a great idea. Like, third and long, put him back there, free safety. Free safety is not as technically demanding as corner or nickel corner or even strong safety. Free safety, you just backpedal 7 yards and read the quarterback's eyes, flip your hips, and break on the ball. So I think Travis Hunter would be a great free safety in those special situations. Absolutely. But yeah, bring him in at nickel, bring him at corner. He can do it all. He can literally do it all. He had 153 receptions, almost 2,000 receiving yards, 20 receiving touchdowns. He had 2 carries for 5 yards for 1 touchdown. So I don't know if we may use him in that way. I don't know if we will. On defense, he had 68 tackles, 7 interceptions. He had for 99 yards, and he had 1 pick six, 19 pass breakups, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery. Played in 9 games in 2023, 57 receptions, 721 yards, 5 touchdowns. Last year, obviously, came out of his shell to win the Heisman. 2024, played 13 games, 96 receptions, almost 1,300 yards and 15 touchdowns. Plus 38 tackles, 4 interceptions, 11 pass breakups, 1 forced fumble. He scored a total of 21 touchdowns at Colorado, if you include the pick 6 and the rushing touchdown. Played in 84% of the Buffalo's snaps. And I tweeted this before, because the college football runs so many plays, like, the amount of snaps, like I've here at the bottom below the Bednarik and Belindikoff trophy, which he won in 2024, he averaged 114 snaps per game. And that's not playing special teams. If you add in special teams to the NFL, which is the kickoff, we don't know what special teams are, but like the significant amount of plays, at least 15 to 20 special teams plays a game, the NFL average is at like 115. So like, he played more snaps in college than he ever would have to in the NFL. Obviously, playing as NFL competition is a lot different. Like, I'm not naive to that fact, but for the sake of like, can he handle it conditionally, like his conditioning, he could. So obviously the wear and tear on his body is something you want to look at, but That's it. Isaiah Jones says, I can't wait for the breakdowns. Me neither. I'm going to work on Travis Hunter a little bit. I like him. He's so smooth, man. I keep coming back to that word smooth because he's fast, but he doesn't like look fast. He can chase the hip as a DB, but doesn't look like he can. He just gains ground. I like the guy. And personally, it seems like I like the guy too with his interviews and press conferences and all that. RM Skip says, with the new GM, glad he got Stones. We are intangibly rich now, folks. I like that. Aiden Tobin says, Milum has the Jaguars DNA according to the Athletic Marshall. We're going to go through every player. We'll go through the later ones a little bit faster, but this might be a little bit longer show, but that's okay. You guys can handle it. Skunk Man says, intangibly rich live show. Washington Jags fan channel member says, let's go. Second mortgage in the works to lay it all on the Jaguars Super Bowl victory. And he has the emoji there. Man, I mean, depending on your mortgage, you could retire if you hit that. I mean, obviously. Isaiah Jones says, I think Milum was the biggest steal. Dude has size, footwork, physicality to start. I like Milum a lot. Huge steal. I like Tuten a lot. I like Jalen McLeod. I haven't watched enough to know how to pronounce it correctly. I'm going to say Jalen McLeod for this show. If you guys want to phonetically correct me, please. When we get to him, I don't know. Something had to have happened to make him go in the 6th round because his stats are, quite frankly, incredible. Jonah Monheim, actually a 7th round pick, dude. The dude's again. I don't know. I'm not evaluating people. I don't know. And I like how we target guys who went to the Senior Bowl. I want guys who compete whenever they can. Seaver says a pick can still be worth it even if the guy doesn't start. Good point. Very good point. Going back to my solid starter. You're right. Especially when you get into like the 5th, 6th, 7th round, you got to have special teams guys. You got to have guys that come in off the bench and help you for a couple games. Like that's part of the team. That's called depth, right? And good teams have good depth. So you make a great point there, Sea Breacher. I was not absolutely hammered. I promise you that. I haven't been absolutely hammered. I can maybe count on half of a hand the times that I've been absolutely hammered. So that's not for me. I'm not a big guy that likes to get like that. I was having fun. I will say that. I was shocked hearing UCF Jaguars say no more excuses for Trevor. Well, it's true. It's true. Our film breakdown videos. Okay, so I do the film breakdowns as videos. Sometimes I've done them in the past as live streams, but here's the problem when I do a live stream is it will take me like 2 hours and I'll get through half the clips because I like to read the comments. So I just do the film breakdown separately. That way I can get them done in like a shorter amount of time, to be honest, because I'm a yapper. You guys know that. So like if I did a live stream, maybe I'll do like some of the later round guys live. Maybe I'll do that. I can't monetize them anyways because I'm ripping videos off YouTube and other sites. So like I don't make any money off of them. So they're more for fun than anything. Krakatoa says elevating the ecosystem by not only being intangibly rich, but rich himself. Yeah, I think I misread that. Nitro says, well. Look what we have here, Nitro. Look what we have here. Pokey says, hello. The Falcons traded a future first for James Pierce, and that's way worse than what we did. Daniel Griffiths, what's up, Daniel? I like that golf swing there. I like that. Maybe a little more weight on the front foot, but I can't really see. But it's okay. I like it. Rare occurrence to get the first and second best athlete in the draft. Very good. I like that. All right, so Travis Hunter. I'm just going to hit some like quick Hunter comments here just so we can move on to the next pick. Still can't believe we got Hunter. Robert Harrington, channel member, thanks for being here. Only time will tell, but T. Hunter sure does look the part. Nobody in this draft really excited me but Hunter. That's fair. That's exactly how I felt. I liked Abdul Carter. I like Tyler Warren, but no one excited me like Travis Hunter, 100%. I saw Travis Hunter, the new Dave's Hot Chicken at Town Center already. I like that, Sludge Sports. Ball skills are off the charts, similar to BTJ. It's pronounced McLeod. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Sludge. I knew somebody would know. That's going to help me a lot. I appreciate that. What is Deion's role with Travis Hunter? Any concern? It's not. After seeing what happened with Shedeur Sanders, which probably won't get into, that's another thing. Like the Shedeur Sanders, like I have heard so many people talk about Shedeur Sanders. I could never hear his name again and be completely fine. Wish him the best. Always wish well on people. I never want people to fail in anything. But good Lord, if I hear that name one more time, I'm going to be honestly like might have been, if anything, bad publicity is good publicity. So at least he's gotten publicity. So I did see Ethan Wall was in the draft room, got fired the next day. Yeah, I did see that. That was tough. Travis Hunter's ball skills were comparable to Justin Jefferson. I like it. All right, let's move on to Caleb Ransaw. Now, I like Caleb Ransaw. Like them taking a corner at that next pick. He was picked in the 3rd round at number 88 out of Tulane. Definitely told me that that the Jags are looking at playing Travis Hunter primarily at receiver. Like that was probably the biggest indicator that they did bring in a corner to help out Tyson Campbell and Jerry and Jones. I like him. Super athletic guy. I got a buddy who works in sports at Troy, where he was at before Tulane. So Troy's coach took a job last year at Tulane and brought like the best players with him and brought Caleb Ransaw with him. Apparently he's a freak athlete, which I like. Oh, Montana with the $2. Thoughts on us picking up free agent Lou Sassel, the tight end? I don't know anything about Lou Sassel. Lou Sassel, Instagram handle, who appears a car enthusiast. That's not who we want. Tight end. I can't even find anything about him. So, unless you're like pranking me, I don't know. Appreciate $2. I'll look into it for sure. Loose. Oh, he did get me. I knew it. I knew right away when it didn't come up. I didn't connect the dots until I like reread it, but I knew in my gut that this is some kind of prank. Okay, I get it. I got it. All right. My mind is singularly focused on the Jaguars right now. My brain's not in like, how is somebody trying to prank me? At least you didn't call me and tell me I was getting drafted. Okay, but I'll give you that. Listen, for $2, I'll look like a fool. All right. Caleb Ransaw played college football at Troy for like 3 years and then transferred to Tulane. Here are his combined stats across his college career. 49 games played, 115 tackles, 50 of them were solo, 10 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 1 interception, 8 pass breakups, 1 forced fumble. He allowed 51 catches for 51 catches for 545 yards and 4 touchdowns on 86 targets. So not bad. At Tulane last year, he only allowed 10 catches for 148 yards. So that's pretty good. The best thing here, I have it here. He had 25 snaps per reception. We get it. Okay. All right. Listen, you guys think I have some sort of pride or that I care? I don't. It's one thing I learned early in life that like I have no pride. If you can't tell by my rants on here, I don't have any. I have no shame. It's a great trait. It really is a great trait. But you got me. But I do like that. So like every 25 snaps, he'd give up a reception. That's pretty good. Like either they weren't going toward him, or he was really good. So I'll take that. He's primarily a nickel back, which I like. So like he's a guy that could come in and compete for that nickel position, which I really like there because we need help in pass breakup. The Jaguars were the NFL worst in pass defense in 2024 with 4,400 yards allowed, the worst in franchise history. So I'm okay with them going Travis Hunter 1st round, Caleb Ransaw 3rd round. I'm completely good with that. The Jags were also last in yards per attempt allowed at 8 and 20 plus. We allowed 71 plays of over 20 yards last year. 71. Did follow John Summerall from Tulane to Troy. Could be a depth guy. Athletic, fast. Depth guy. I'll take it. Krakatoa says, I may be showing that I don't know ball because I simply don't know a lot about him, but am I the only one worried that we hired a linebackers coach straight to calling plays as DC? I did a breakdown of Coach Camp on the video. You can go back and see. I like his energy. I like the guys he's worked under. To be fair, the linebackers in Green Bay took significant steps of improvement after not looking good in the past. I'm okay with it. It seems like that Cohen and Gladstone just want to outscore everybody, which I'm also okay with. If we can get some stops here and there, I'm fine. So I'll take it. Raiden Shogum says, if the Jags drafted this cornerback, it could also mean the Jags can trade out a cornerback later. Yeah, maybe. I mean, this is their, I mean, they're going to want to put their stamp on this team. So a lot of these guys that were here already, typically when a new GM comes in, he slowly gets rid of most of them. So can see that happening. Glad Ryan Nielsen is gone. He might be the worst team's coordinator I've ever seen. Now, yeah, we talked about this a lot. I don't know what was happening there. Like, he didn't do anything he did in Atlanta. Like, it was confusing. It showed a lot of different schemes and disguise and hiding coverages, and came here and did none of that. And Travis Holmes tried to make the argument that he didn't have the dogs to do it. Well, it's your job to get a little more creative there. In my opinion, it's on you eventually. Like, the buck stops with you eventually. I'm hoping Ryan Nielsen was the problem. Yeah, I have no doubt he can hype up a defense, but can you expect any sort of exotics, or will he just sit and cover 2 all game? I don't know. He didn't do that. I mean, Green Bay didn't do that. Green Bay had some exotic blitzes. They disguised their coverages between 1 high and 2 high a lot. So I don't know. It's hard to know. Also, Darby and Cisco are getting torched most games. Good point. With Hunter and Lewis coming in, does Jarian Jones lose his starting spot? I don't think so. If anything, they'll move Jarian. They'll keep Jarian in the nickel and just let Ransaw kind of be depth. You know you're going to get an injury somewhere. So I like to have this guy to come in rather than Monteric Brown or nothing against him, but like, I'd rather have a better player come in. Have you heard Coach Camp would run through a wall for that man? Yeah, I like it. All right, let's move on to the next one. The person that everyone seems to love, Wyatt Milum, guard out of West Virginia. I put tackle guard up there because he played a lot of tackle. I mean, he's huge. He's 6'6", 317. Big boy. I mean, that's bigger than probably every guard in the NFL. Like, seriously, that's huge. Started 32 out of 36 games, including 31 consecutive starts. From 2022 to 2024, he let 0 sacks allowed. That's crazy. And that's over 1,000 pass blocking snaps. As a freshman in 2021, he allowed 3 sacks. And when you dig deep on this guy, apparently all 4 years in high school, he didn't allow a sack either. So he's allowed 3 sacks in his entire life, and they were when he was a freshman. That's crazy to me. 0 quarterback hits in addition to sacks, 0 sacks, and only 9 pressures. He had an 87 pass blocking grade on PFF, which is very good. Also a dominant run blocker. West Virginia ran like a 60-40 split as far as they ran the ball 60% of the time, passed it 40% of the time. Everyone says he has high football IQ. He's versatile in zone gap schemes. He was a 2024 consensus All-American. How did this guy go in the 3rd round? Like, I'm so confused. He earned a 9.16 raw athletic score. which is like one of the highest guards I've ever seen for a raw athletic. Scored a 5.27 40-yard dash, 1.84 second 10-yard split, and a 4.69 20-yard shuffle. Very athletic. Addressing offensive line is obviously a huge priority for this team. I know we have Patrick McCarry, Robert Hainsey, but like this guy could make a push for Ezra Cleveland's spot. I mean, I could see McCarry losing his spot or getting injured. He's a little bit older. I love it. A little bit taller, like I said, but you know, he can work. He worked at guard at the Senior Bowl and apparently played well in Senior Bowl. So, and then again, if a tackle gets injured, now you have Javon Foster or Wyatt Milum who could come in and play at tackle. Javon Foster was first team All SEC at Missouri. So now, like the depth. I mean, how many years in the past when a lineman got hurt, we pushed out this slappy who we all knew was going to suck, and now we have like two viable guys. Like our second team offensive line is better than a lot of past Jaguar teams starting offensive line. So I love it. Ransaw is much more of a thumper than his size suggests. His tackle rate is elite. Talking about Ransaw, the corner. Gladstone said in his past pick, Presser Ransaw was going to play safety. Oh, there you go. Okay. Have you seen the size of Milum's hands? I have not. McLeod. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate that. I will make sure to adjust. Preston Tim says, what's up, fellas? Coming here late. It's okay, Preston. We're going through our picks. We're on round 3, number 89, Wyatt Milum right now out of West Virginia. He may be outside of Lane III, the only two. Oh, and Kiser. I can't think about Tuten. A lot of these guys transferred, but everyone transfers nowadays anyway. So Milum will take the left guard spot from Ezra, says Robert Harrington. Keep in mind he played against Abdul Carter. Ooh, I like that. Realistically, did we only get one starter from this draft, and is that fine? Yes, it's fine, but I don't think so. I mean, I think Wyatt Milum could be a starter. I think a lot of people agree with that. I think he's probably like Ezra Cleveland's going to have the camaraderie with Walker Little, which is valuable. He's going to have a little more game experience against, so that's going to buy him at least half of a season. But I could see by week 8, 9, 10, 11, Wyatt Milum. I mean, one injury to this line. I think Milum's the first guy that comes in. We all know offensive line gets injured at some point because there's 5 of them, and the probability of getting injured is high in the NFL. So I think Milum's going to have a chance early to kind of show it. When you look at Caleb Ransaw, I mean, if he plays safety, I could see him getting some snaps at safety and eventually starting. Bhayshul Tuten, I could see him taking the starting job from both Tank Bigsby and Travis Etienne. So hard to know now, hard to tell now. But I think we got more than one starter. I really do. Isaiah Jones says, wild. I expected Milum around 50. Glad to have him. Maybe push to start week 5 or 6, but definitely next season. He'll have to learn guard, hoping he can run push. Well, he is known for run blocking. Like I said, West Virginia ran the ball a lot. He's known for his high football IQ and versatility. But yeah, he's going to have to learn to play guard for sure. Or he just play tackle. I'm good with that too. Caleb Ransaw's our starting safety. That would be awesome. Safety. I'm going to be honest right off the bat. I hated this draft. I think James Glass. Really? I don't feel that way. And I respect it. I don't think this draft was very good top to bottom from any team, but I actually like the direction that we went. I mean, let's look at the guys we've drafted so far. I mean, we have Travis Hunter, who can play 2 positions. We have Caleb Ransaw, who was a corner who we're saying is going to play safety. That's 2 positions. We have Wyatt Milum, who can play guard and tackle, also 2 positions. So far, we're 3 for 3 on guys that can play multiple positions and be very versatile. I think that was their goal when they said raising the floor, because now we can bring in guys that give us serious depth. I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but every time someone got injured on the Jags last year, it was like someone bad's going to come in and replace them. Now we're like, oh, the guy that's going to replace him may be the new starter. So I'm okay with it. I like the draft. Are we sure Gladstone was around after day 1, or did Farwell make those picks? There are a lot of special teams guys. They are. After this, it gets pretty special teams heavy, which is fine. James Gladstone reached on a late 4th pick on like 4 picks in this draft. I don't think so. Do you think Hunter's actually going to play both sides full time? Not full time. I think he plays receiver full time. And I think, like I said, they sprinkle him in on defense. And I think they'll let him do what he is capable of doing. If he goes out in week 1 and can hang, then they will. If he goes out and gets gassed and beat up a little bit, they'll probably rein it back a little bit. But he's young. He's talented. He's a good character guy. I mean, I think you have nothing to lose by at least trying. James Gladstones don't think he's the smartest guy in the room. Why didn't he draft Xavier Watts instead of drafting a corner player? I mean, yeah. I mean, what? Let's at least give him a chance. Like, let's not judge him yet. Let's at least let his draft picks play out before we make any judgment. I mean, no one knows how any of these guys are going to be. I mean, to say he had a bad draft a week after the draft, I think is insanely unfair. Milum at tackle. I don't believe in taking players out of their position in which they thrive in. I typically agree with you, but there are some positions that have some like crossover, like tackle and guard, safety and corner. So, like, I get what you're saying. I get it. But like, if he's better than Ezra Cleveland at guard, I want him to play guard. If Walker Little gets hurt, then I want him to play tackle. So, like, I'm good with it. Going to be entertaining when our second team O-line plays preseason. That's a good point. That's a good point. All right, let's move on to the next player. Bhayshul Tuten, running back out of Virginia Tech, who, if you talk to anyone that follows the ACC, loves this guy. I can't remember watching Bhayshul Tuten. I don't think I watched a single Virginia Tech game or remember seeing him. But everyone seems to love him. This is one of those picks we got from Cleveland when we traded for Travis Hunter. So we did kind of get this pick, back. He played, again, another transfer guy. He played college football at North Carolina A&T in 21 and 22, and then played at Virginia Tech in 23 and 24. Across those 4 years, he had 601 attempts, 3,601 yards, 36 touchdowns, 6 yards per carry, which I like, and 90 yards per game, which I like. And I understand 2 of those seasons were at North Carolina A&T, but still, you got to respect it. Best part about his game, downhill runner, fast. He had a 4.3 240. He's also a receiver. 68 receptions, 583 yards, 4 touchdowns, 8.6 yards per reception. He had 2 touchdowns on kick returns. He returned at least 19 kick returns. 4,734 all-purpose yards. So he is a 3-tier player there for sure. He set a Virginia Tech single-game rushing record with 266 yards and 4 touchdowns against Boston College. He earned all ACC honors in 2023. He did have a late ankle injury in 2024, so he could have actually had more yards had he not had that ankle injury. But he's a violent runner. He's a fast runner. I like his versatility. Like I said, fastest running back in the draft. I'll take that. I will take that. I like the draft as a whole, though. It wasn't consensus. It was definitely from the Jaguars board, the tools they were looking for. I agree. Well said, Preston. Also, why didn't you draft Jared Wilson, the best center in the draft, instead of drafting Wyatt Milum? Well, I think they like Haney, which is fair. I think they'll give Hunter a shot at both sides. Let's wait and see. Going to be cool to watch. The whole entire draft was like, let's give him a chance. Well, we have to. I mean, he's a young first-year GM. You have to give him a chance. Tuten looks awesome. I agree. I can't wait to do his film breakdown because violent runner, packs a punch for his size. I'm here for it. Bhayshul Tuten, quite the name for primetime football. I can already hear the call in my head on a 60-yard touchdown run. He's fast. Second most broken tackles in this draft. Only Genty had more. I like that, Wydock. Wydock coming in with the heavy hitter of a comment. Tootin' be tootin'. Well done, Isaiah. Well done. All right, let's move on to – wait, one more. Only thing you can't argue against, this was not the same old Jaguars draft. And thank God, because the same old Jaguars have been bad. Okay? You can't please everyone in this fan base, but that's fair. That's every NFL fan base. It's not just the Jags. Read any team's board from any NFL team. This is what fans are all about. This is what discussion's all about. I'm not even saying be pleased. I'm just saying don't be unpleased yet. Don't be displeased until we see what these guys can do. That's true. That's true, Jacob. All right, let's move on to Jack Kiser. Jack Kiser, just your like old school Notre Dame linebacker. Fifth-year senior. He redshirted his freshman year, so he was a redshirt senior. He appeared in 70 games with 34 starts at linebacker, and 70 games like the most in Notre Dame history. He had 232 tackles, 11.5 tackles for loss, 4.5 sacks, 3 interceptions, 2 for scores in 2021, 5 pass breakups, 3 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, 5 quarterback hurries, and icing on the cake, 1 blocked kick. So we'll take that. He played over 1,000 special teams snaps. So yeah, maybe Heath Farwell was into this one a bit. Does he take over for Chad Muma? Probably. I have Chad Muma's replacement written all over him, in my opinion. What I do like is that his career missed tackle rate was under 5%. I like that. I do like that a lot. He earned a 91.1 PFF grade in 2023, second among linebackers. Led Notre Dame as a captain to a national championship game. I'll take that. Again, probably a special teams guy primarily. When you get into this round, you're kind of just hoping. Fourth round, I mean, you're hoping like he could hit. Definitely going to help. Definitely going to be on the team. But yes, another inside linebacker. Xavier Watts, Cam Scatterboot, Jeff Besa, Jared Wilson, and blah, 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 blah. All great players. Okay, well, listen. The basis of your argument is that Cam Scatterboot is a better running back than Tuten, which, from what I've seen so far, I think I'd rather have Tuten. Scatterboot's got the name recognition, but when you look at like an NFL-style running back, it would be hard for you to sit here and convince me that Cam Scatterboot is a better running back than Tuten. You may be right, but I just don't think you could come in here and say, like, as a matter of fact, he is all I'm saying. If he was that good, if Scatterboot was that good, he wouldn't have been drafted in the fourth round. If he was that good, if he was that can't miss, he would not have gone in the fourth round. If Hunter starts off hot, what are the chances he becomes one wide receiver and beats you? I think the chances are low because I think we've seen that Brian Thomas Jr. is one of the best receivers in the league. Could it be a 1A, 1B type situation? Sure. I don't know if – I mean, we're going to have 2 wide receivers on every play, so I don't know. Don't think so, but maybe. Jason, what do you feel are still current needs and you think we will make any more acquisitions? I think they addressed everything that they're going to address. I mean, they addressed safety in the draft. That was a big concern. They addressed third edge with Emmanuel Ogbah. They addressed offensive line in the draft. They addressed receivers in the draft. So all the big spots I mean, D tackle maybe, but I mean, again, I don't think it's as big as need as people think because I like Mason Smith. Arik Armstead could come in and light it up on the interior. Devon Hamilton could get back to his old self. So I don't think that was as big as a need as people thought. So I don't think we'll make any more moves. Kiser is the one pick I questioned, but we do need leaders. That's a good point. Yeah, I don't think he's going to come in and like help the team, like snap to snap. But I think he could help the team on special teams. He could be that guy that's just always the first one down the field making a tackle. He could be that hardworking guy. So I'm cool with it. Like I said, I think he's more like the Chad Muma replacement in a year or two. Jack Sparrow, Kiser. I mean, to be fair, I hate to be doomer, but think, in my opinion, feels like Trent Baalke draft. I don't know, man. Like, I disagree. Like, all these guys that they're drafting are versatile guys. I mean, we just went through the first three, versatile. We got to Tuten, and he is a receiving back and a running back. We get to Jack Kiser. That's round 4. I mean, now you're addressing special teams. Linebackers weren't good. I know we spent a lot of draft capital on them, but they weren't good by any shot. I mean, you never know with Jack Kiser. I mean, and again, like the previous commenter said, Jack Kiser was the only one where I was like, don't know, but like, I'm here for it, I guess. Same age as Trevon Walker, by the way. Well, if we're talking about age, Bo Nix is 6 months younger than Trevor Lawrence. So let that sink in for age. He's entitled to his opinion, Sea Breacher. This is a fan show. Okay. He's been very nice. No need to be not nice. His style of play may get him on the field. He's very physical. Okay. I like that. Yeah, that's true. I love the Tuten pick. It's from Magic Fan Ben. We got some work to do, Magic Fan Ben, against the Celtics. He was my 4th favorite running back. Kind of shocked he was there at 4th. Dude will be running back 1 by the end of the season. I could see that. Baalke would never have given up picks. He would rather die than drafted Shamar Stewart at 5. That's very true. Very true. Jack Kiser's the pick I hated. Again, not a bad player at all, but Jeffrey Bossa was literally right there and was way better. How can you? I respect it, but how can you say these 4th round guys are way better? Nobody can say that. NFL GMs can't even say that, and they spend their career scouting players, and they're wrong all the time. I just don't think it's fair to say a guy in the 4th round was way better than a guy that went a few picks earlier. No one knows. No one knows. We looked at the starting rate here. Let's look at it again. In the 4th round, you have a 8% chance in the 4th round of being a solid starter of the NFL. Throughout history, you have an 8% chance of being a solid starter. So to say that a guy is like way better when they both have an 8% chance of being a solid starter doesn't seem like a fair assessment. Not saying you're wrong. I just think you could be a little more fair about this. You can have your opinion. Maybe you've dug through the film and you've dug through the intangibles and you really believe that. But you know who else has dug through the film and the intangibles? James Gladstone. And you know what's crazy about both of y'all? You both have an 8% chance of being right. Picking Travis, Offensive Rookie of the Year, and Defensive Rookie of the Year. Bet. I don't miss Baalke. Oh, you're talking to Jairus. Do you think Mullins will be our backup quarterback still, or do you think we go get someone else? I think he'll be our backup. I think they like him. I don't know, though. I bet Kiser functions as a strong safety more than a linebacker. Coverage, instincts, and tackling are a real skill set. I could work in like heavy packages because we do still have Ventrell Miller on the team too. So Jairus having them ranked higher doesn't mean there's a scheme or culture fit. Good point. Yes, Cam Scadaboo is that good. The guy was literally dragging his defenders to victory. By most draft boards, he was the 5th best running back. Tuten is faster, but has a big fumble problem. United, can you dunk? At the ripe age of 35, I cannot. Now, if you would have caught me 10 years ago, yes, I could. Yes, I could. And as a 6-foot athlete, it was pretty impressive. But no, No. When I play basketball now, I hardly leave my feet because I'm old and I know what it takes to sustain athleticism and not get injured. And it's don't leave your feet in basketball. Can I shoot? Yes. Can I play defense? Yes. Am I an insane passer? Yes, I am. Am I going to dunk? I'm not. Not anymore. Jairus B. Trolling. The biggest thing that sets this apart from bulky draft is these guys have had production. Good point. A lot of comments here. Let's move on to who I now know how to pronounce, Jalen McLeod. 6th round pick, number 194, linebacker out of Auburn. And again, I may not know. I haven't dug deep into his film yet. I don't know how this production can lead to a 6th round pick. I really don't know. This production is crazy. Now, he did play 2 years at App State and then transferred to Auburn. That's fair. But listen to these stats. 60 games played, 182 tackles, with 106 of those 182 being at Auburn. 36.5 tackles for loss, with 24 of them being at Auburn. 22.5 sacks, with 13.5 of them being at Auburn. 4 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, 72 quarterback pressures, 18% pass rush win rate, a 91.1 PFF pass rush grade. That is crazy. Absolutely crazy. He was recognized as Auburn's best pass rusher. Now, maybe this is where it is. Maybe this is the issue. He is 6'1", 225. It's not huge. When some of these big tackles get their hands on someone that's 6'1", 225, they typically don't have a hard time displacing them. But with that production, it's got to be that, right? And again, he could have had injuries I don't know about. I haven't dug too deep into him. But with that production, 6th round's wild to me. 6th round is absolutely wild to me. I may be wrong, but Kiser may have been captain his sophomore year. Both Gladstone and Cohen said we need to fix the culture. Nice culture guy. Camp will probably love him. Good point. I think y'all calm down. This was the first time in a long time they actually drafted to fill positions. We actually need no head scratchers this year. He finally left the chat. Hey, we respect everybody. We may not agree. It's okay. Can we stop talking about bulky guys? The devil, and he's gone. McLeod is baby Javon Walker. Trent would never touch this guy in a million years. That's a good point. Only 225. Thought he was 255. This was on. I'll double check it. I mean, because that's light. But that's. I mean, I pulled that. I may have mistyped it. Jalen McLeod is a different player than Jalen McLeod. Okay. So according to Wikipedia, he's 6'2", 236. But that was his college stats. Let's see. Combine. The NFL Combine has him marked as 6'2", 241. Okay. So we'll call him 6'2", 241. That's not bad. 14th best linebacker in athleticism score. 20th in combine production score. His prospect grade is a 5.89 average backup or special teamer, according to the NFL Draft Combine website. All right. McLeod is a tweener. He's so light. We won't know if this is a good draft or bad. He'll hit the field. Thank you, Cyclops. Thank you. How this kid lasted the 6th round? He must have been at. See, I don't read these comments before I hit them, so you guys got to help me out. All right, you got to help me out. All right, let's move on to the next pick. Our armed service representative, 6th round pick in the number 200 in the draft, Raywan Lane III out of Navy. Hard to find stats on this guy for some reason. 43 consecutive starts, 7 interceptions, 11 pass breakups, 8 forced fumbles. I mean, 7 interceptions is good. I mean, I know it's a Navy schedule, but I'll take 7 interceptions. Turnover machine, key role in Navy's defense. First Navy defensive back ever drafted. All that matters is the glass, as Tony says. Look at our sailor. I don't know what the Navy creed is. I would say it, but I'll take it. 2 interceptions for a touchdown. 6 his senior year. Genuine question. Doesn't this guy have to serve in the military? Okay, great question. I may be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure I read a while ago that if you can get a exemption from these military academies, and if you are drafted in the NFL, you get a exemption from having to go serve. I did read that at some point. Don't know if it's still true. I feel like that was years ago that I read that, but you can get exemptions. And I think if you get drafted to a professional sports league, they give you an exemption. Wingard got his work cut out for him this camp. Yes, he does. A lot of special teams guys fighting for that special teams job. Jags is a naval town. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I actually played the naval base golf course because they actually have a golf course on the naval base here in Jacksonville. One of my buddies' dad works on the naval base, and he got us on. We played twice. Not a bad course, especially for like $45. Not a bad course. Very open. You don't lose a lot of balls. For all the golf enthusiasts out there. Sailor is the creed. You still have to do 3 years. Oh, do you? I don't know. I don't know. Someone could Google it. I thought you could get an exemption. Like they'll grant you exemptions in special situations. And I think if you're drafted into a professional sports league from a military academy, they give you an exemption. I'm pretty sure. All right, so that's about all we know about Raywan Lane until we get into the film. Last 2 guys. Jonah Monheim. This guy's interesting. Another guy who, again, I'll have to dig deep into it, but don't know how he fell this far. There's got to be something. Because when you look at his production, it's crazy that somebody who played 3 different positions along the offensive line for a big-time school like USC, blocked for Caleb Williams, and still only gave up 2 sacks ever. I don't understand. Basically, he's allowed no sacks in the last 2 seasons. He had 514 pass block snaps last year, 0 quarterback hits, 0 sacks. 2023, 0 sacks. 2022, 0 sacks and 0 quarterback hits on 608 pass block snaps. 2021, only played 7 games at right tackle. In 2020, as a redshirt freshman, played 1 game at right guard. Known more for his run blocking, which is why he's able to move into the interior. And in 2022, he had a phenomenal year. He was ranked as the number 9 tackle by PFF. He earned an 85 run blocking grade in 2022. Was a part of a start on the offensive line when Caleb Williams threw for 4,500 yards and 42 touchdowns and won the Heisman. He has a tackle when playing on special teams. 2-time captain, all Pac-12 honorable mention. High football IQ was praised. Started 12 games at center last season, but also started at right guard, left tackle, and right guard. So he's played 4 different positions. I apologize. Again, versatility. Versatility. I'm way behind. I didn't prep for that. Mark. I promise. I didn't prep for that. McLeod replacement for Caleb Johnson. I'll take that. Lane replacement for Tim Jones. Well, Lane. Oh, on special teams. Okay. I don't like the Tuten pick. This is from Noah. He does not play to his speed at all, and his major fumbling issues. Add that to the fact that we could have had Scattaboo. Okay, and that's fair. But a lot of people are big on Cam Scattaboo. I can't disagree with you. As my cat is meowing for attention. I can't disagree with that because I don't know. I don't know yet. I like the speed that Tuten has. Fastest running back in the draft. But yeah, you can't fumble. This guy chews tobacco. PFF rundown of Monheim says he was strong but lacked length. He played right. Yep. Very good. Why did Monheim fall? Because he got bitched and I mean cradled to bed by Mason Graham. It was bad every down. Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that. Then I will see that when I watch this film. But as a 7th round pick, it will be a while before I get to his film. Late to the party, says Robbie. What's up, Jags fans? Best offseason ever. I love that. I think Monheim was the guy Graham threw. I hope not. According to Aiden, it was. Want to watch Mason Graham film? Watch what he did to him. Okay, it's fair. Front office has done more for Trevor than Trent did his entire tenure. This will be Trevor's best offseason he's ever had. This was Tony's guy. We were going to draft a USC guy every year. That's a good point. Now that I didn't think about. All right, let's move on to the last guy we drafted. Running back LeQuint Allen. Interesting. Because this guy is an insanely prototypical 3rd down back. Okay. Played at Syracuse. 514 attempts, 2,300 yards, 26 touchdowns, 4.6 yards per carry. Adding to that, 102 receptions, 731 yards, 5 touchdowns, 7.2 yards per reception. This is not on this list right here, but he was 1 of 1 for a 15-yard touchdown pass in 2022. Versatility. All-purpose yards, 3,090 all-purpose yards. He led all FBS running backs in 2024. All FBS running backs he led with 64 receptions. One of my favorite things about him, an 80.7 PFF pass blocking grade. So he can catch the ball. He can pass block. This is a 3rd down back written all over him. 3rd down back written all over him. Like, that's what you want out of a 3rd down back. A guy that can pass block and a guy that can catch the ball. I'm very intrigued with LeQuint Allen. We talked about in the beginning of the show, 7th round draft picks have a 1 to 2% chance of being a starter. Not good odds. But again, another versatile guy. That can do more than one thing. Isn't pigeonholed into one cut back. Isn't just a guy who's just a receiving back. He can also pass block really well. And he's a junior. He's young still. I like that. We drafted 2 linebackers on a team where I don't think it's our strength. No, it's Jarris. Okay, that makes sense. It's not. Are you kidding me? Our strength? Foye had his worst year of his career last year. Devin Lloyd's 6 games from being cut. Chad Muma is MIA. Ventrell Miller can tackle running backs, and that's it. The strength? I agree with the Scattaboo comments when the pick was made after watching tape on both. I think Tuten looks much better. Nice, White Hawk. I love it. You read that Wendy's Burger on stream? No, but I will. Maybe this summer. Maybe a summer stream. A little maybe fun summer stream. I don't know if you read the Athletic article, but Tony want Emory Jones. They didn't get him, so they gave him Tony Monheim. Oh, God. I would not want Emory Jones. Yes, the production's wild there. I watched the Miami vs. Syracuse game. Sheesh, Allen could be a hidden gem. I sure hope so. I like that name, by the way. He replaces Tank. Yeah, true. I like LeQuint Allen more than Tuten. He was a far more elusive player, but did he run a 4.32 at the combine? That's what I want to know. Allen is in trouble. I'm from Arkansas and watch most games. Undrafted free agent running back Jackson from Arkansas is good. Really good. Converted from quarterback last season. Could make the team. I'm rooting for Tuten. So I will say that it's definitely a huge draft of versatile players. LeQuint Allen, versatile, running back and wide receiver and pass blocker. Jonah Monheim has played all 4 offensive line positions in college. Raywan Lane, maybe he's locked in at safety, but could play some special teams. Jalen McLeod, insane production. Could maybe move into a linebacker role, a weak side linebacker role. Probably just help out as a rotational piece. Maybe take him a couple years to get it together. Jack Kiser, linebacker and special teams captain. I know that's kind of a stretch for versatility, but it kind of goes with my narrative, so just hang with me there. Bhayshul Tuten, fastest dude in the draft, is also receiving back as well. Wyatt Milum can play tackle and guard. Caleb Ransaw, corner, who we're saying is going to play safety. Travis Hunter, receiver and DB. So they obviously had a agenda in this draft to go after guys that can do more than one thing, which I like. I do like that. Okay. LSU, offensive tackle, Emory Jones, not Florida Emory. Okay, good. Sorry. So, I mean, I like it. I like this draft. I kind of tongue-in-cheek tweeted that I don't care about this draft after Travis Hunter, and a lot of people reacted to it like I was serious. But all those people that did react like I was serious have never watched a second of my shows, so they don't understand my tone, which is fair. I mean, it's just completely fair. But I actually like this draft a lot. This is maybe one of my most favorite drafts we've had in a long time. And this draft I thought was pretty weak, top to bottom. I like it. I mean, I thought this was a very good. I mean, I could see a scenario where every player we drafted finds their way onto the field this season. Jack Kiser, that one's a little confusing, but again, we kind of talked about how his leadership, special teams ability will kind of show there. I think Raywan Lane may just be a depth piece. But everyone else I could see find their way on the field. And I don't think I've had a Jags draft in a while where I've felt that way. As long as Etienne doesn't get 100 carries, I'm happy. I don't think he will. Can't believe we didn't get the 550-pounder from Florida. He's slow. As a Gator fan, he is very slow. I was looking at coverage linebackers. Really thought that was going to be linebacker type they went for after our linebackers in coverage last year. I think the defense will be a lot different. I don't know, but I think it'll be a lot different. I don't think they'll ask linebackers to do as much as they did in the past. Sign the guy from the Dolphins. Big addition. Yes, we talked about Manuel Ogba. Yeah, big addition. A little bit older, a lot of production though. Late to the party. What's up, BT? But excited about our top 3 to 4 guys. Oh yeah, you're pretty late. We're actually about to wrap up, but I appreciate you being here, BT. Very nice of you. Ultimate versatility draft. That's right, Isaiah. Great draft, says White Hawk. Jason, we need to see Travis Hunter jersey on the wall behind you because you wanted Travis from the beginning. I did. That was the guy I said I wanted in this draft more than anybody. We'll get it. Jason likes it. I'm happy. I like it too. But Tony says what matters. What happens on the grass. All right, we'll get Jarris. We'll get a Jarris comment in here. Listen, it's very unlikely that most of our offensive players don't work out because Kona is an OC god. But those defensive picks, I feel like you should only swing like that if Fangio was our DC. You could be right, Jarris. You could be. I'm not saying you're wrong. I think they had a plan with this draft, and I think they executed it perfectly. They wanted leadership. They wanted production. They wanted versatility. Every single player they drafted was one of those things, to the max. So I don't hate it. I don't know what you're talking about. Etienne All-Pro next year. Where's your friend with the smaller bladder? Need his thoughts. I know. He's hard to get on here. He's a busy man. He's a busy man. It's hard to get him on here. I love every time he's on here. That's Mike. Hopefully I'll get him on here. Yeah, bladder. Yeah, he's funny. He brings out the best in me. Let's put it that way. All right, boys. I appreciate y'all being here. I had a great time breaking down these guys and these. I'm excited about this draft. I like it. I'm going to be breaking down the film. The Travis Hunter one's almost done. I have the clips clipped. I just got to talk about them. So that'll be the next few days. Then we'll move on to all the other guys. Super excited. I appreciate all you guys from being here. It means a lot to me. Make sure to follow everything in the socials, in the video description. Subscribe to the channel because I'll probably do more shows now because there's something to talk about. And I'm off my little hiatus, I guess. But I do seriously appreciate you guys being here. From the bottom of my heart, I love all of you, regardless of your takes. I'm glad y'all are here. I appreciate talking Jags with y'all. I will see you guys very, very, very soon. And until then, as always, go Jags.